So go up to Tennessee. They have like quarter comics.
We have quarter bins and methamphetamines. If you do some meth, you can look for comics for a long time.
Jesus Christ! Oh my God!
I'm in such
What
a
did I
fucking
walk
mood, dude.
into?
This is the
Absolutely.
show. This is the. So I just want to say thank you very much to all of our viewers. This is obviously our last show, and
Reminder: this is TVMA, and this is why we have to throw this graphic up pretty often.
Not Near Mint is a show designed for audiences over the age of 18. If you're a viewer under the age of 18, please stop watching Not Near Mint. It's not that we don't want you as a fan. It's just that we'll probably get in trouble if you watch us.
Yeah.
Shall we begin?
Let's begin.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Not Near Mint. It is December the 16th, 2020. Jesus Christ, will this year end finally? So, getting this right out the gate, Lady Fantastic won't be joining us tonight. She gave us this message. She's been sciencing too hard and her brain has turned to jelly. And if y'all know science, you know that Lady Fantastic has jellied her mind because she's been working her ass off. How do you know that? You all have a vaccine. You got a vaccine. You got a vaccine. You got a vaccine. Y'all gonna get vaccines. So also of special note, Miracleman will be stepping away from the show for a while. This shouldn't be permanent, but Not Near Mint, and the comic community does hope that all is well and that he does come back soon. We wish him a Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and look forward to seeing him in the 2021. Now, we do have in the background, if you're watching this show, I think you know what y'all got here, because I have a briefcase full of it, but you're here, and now we got comics on the mind.
Hello, everybody. Merry Christmas early. I'm wearing this hat because I was the Grinch for my student today, and this is like the remnants of this and all this green paint right here, and like fuzz from my Grinchy hands are the remnants of our awesome day today. So hope everybody's doing well. Shout out to Miracleman. Shout out to Lady Fantastic. We love y'all, and y'all are still here in spirit. Keep on pushing.
Absolutely. Also, thanks to Ace for always watching us as always. Also, thanks to Whack Comics. And Whack Comics is live. And one thing that I do have to note is, holy crap, Whack showed his face in a video recently.
Ooh.
You know, you watch his video. He's had 49 of these things here, and it took episode 50 of him to finally go ahead and shave off that beautiful, beautiful mane. So what episode can you find that in? It's in episode 50. Whack shows his face for the first time, trims that luxurious beard, and it does involve a razor and a destroyed comic. It's Whack Comics, so you know. Also, I want to shout out Discovery Bay Comics. Discovery Bay Comics. Discovery Bay. He does it every Wednesday, Monday, Friday. It's usually the even odd days of the week. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It's a little arbitrary on the time, but he does do it. The What's on YouTube Today. It's a TV guide for comic pops, action figures, Star Wars. It's all the live channels. It's the best of channels, and it stars you. So check out Discovery Bay. And let's see what else we got. Oh, he's joining us live. He came in way back, episode 52, and now he's joining us again tonight. Please welcome David Pepose.
Hey,
Thank you guys so much for having me. Excited to be back on the show.
What is up, David?
Coming back.
Yeah, I've got a new series that's actually coming out in a couple of weeks. Coming out, January 6th, Scout's Honor, my new series over at Aftershock. For those who don't know what the book is about, it's about in the aftermath of a nuclear war, a cult has risen from the ashes, and their Bible is an old Boy Scout manual. So, our series follows Kit, who kind of really embodies the values of this cult, the Ranger Scouts of America, as they try to tame the wastelands of the radiated Colorado Badlands. There's only one hitch. This society is this hyper-masculine cult that believes only men should serve. And so Kit has had to conceal her identity as a woman in order to pursue her calling as a Ranger Scout. Unfortunately, Kit's going to make a pretty chilling discovery that really cuts to the heart of the Scout doctrine. And this story is going to be how she kind of loses her religion a bit, and how she has to really kind of risk everything she's ever thought she knew on a dangerous quest for the truth. So it's a little Fallout, it's a little Mulan, with a little bit of Hunger Games and Handmaid's Tale thrown in for good measure. It's a post-apocalyptic coming-of-age story. But anybody who's read any of my work knows there's going to be plenty of action as well. But also kind of a look at, a story about toxic masculinity and the corrosiveness of secrets, and kind of the lengths humans will go to find meaning and continuity in history, even in a dark ages where that connection has been cut off. So yeah, I'm very excited about this series, working with artist Luca Casalanguida, colorist Matt Milla, letterer Carlos M. Manguel. And yeah, I couldn't be happier with this series, and I'm very excited for readers to get to earn some merit badges and explore the world of Scout's Honor.
And right to the right side here, we have some of the artwork that is going into this issue. And for those that are watching, this does go on sale on January 6th. So you can see the code right up here is NOV for November 200994. You can still probably ask your comic shop to set aside a copy when it comes in.
Please and thank you.
So you just wound up getting out to the people that put out orders for Oz. So how did that campaign work out for you? Is there going to be a second issue coming out soon? And we also know on the back end, people can still order that, right?
Yes. Yes to all of these things. So yeah, the OZ is, I can't believe how insane that campaign was. The support that we've gotten from our Emerald Army has been incredible. So I'm actually in the process of fulfilling everyone's orders right now. I put out an update today. We've successfully shipped about 70% of all of our orders. We are about to start with our retailer orders, any special orders that had add-ons, our international orders. But yeah, it's been pretty incredible to see everyone's response to the book. I've thought it was a special project for a long time, working with artist Ruben Rojas, colorist Whitney Kogar, letterer DC Hopkins, on our sort of war-torn take on the magical land of Oz. And we are definitely going to be doing a second Kickstarter in 2021. Ruben is hard at work on art for the next issue. The whole series is written, so it's just really the timing will just be based on Ruben's pace, which is fine by me. I want to make sure that every issue looks good. But those who missed our campaign, you definitely can still order the OZ. You can visit our BackerKit store at theozcomic.backerkit.com. And as soon as our Kickstarter orders are fulfilled, just because they backed it first, so I want to make sure we hit our estimates for them. As soon as those Kickstarter backers are filled, we're going to go to all of our orders in the pre-order store. So definitely you can order any of our 5 amazing covers for the book. You can also order enamel pins, prints, trade paperbacks for my previous work, Spencer and Locke 2, and Go Into the Chapel. There's something for everyone. there. So yes, feel free to order. We will happily enlist you as a Yellow Brick Road warrior.
So going into 2021 now, are you feeling a bit more hopeful now that you spent all that time in lockdown, getting this book all prepared, putting it out there? Now you're in Diamond. Are you ready to start hitting the convention circuit?
I was with you up until that last sentence. I'm excited to get back to the con circuit when things are safe. I do miss cons. I had so much fun doing cons, and I love interacting with readers and getting to meet new fans. But yeah, Scout's Honor was it was a wild book because unlike a lot of my other projects, which are sort of long in the works, Aftershock, we kind of came upon this pretty quickly. I pitched them on Scout's Honor. Well, I guess to give a little bit of background, I've known my editor, Mike Martz, since I was in college. I interned for him back when he was working at DC. He was the Batman editor at the time. He was working on Batman RIP with Grant Morrison, while Grant was also finishing Final Crisis. So Mike and I, we've known each other for a very long time. And ever since my first book came out, I've been knocking on the door at Aftershock saying, I want to work with Mike Martz. And I'd pitched them a lot of projects that, for various reasons, weren't the right fit for Aftershock. Things like Grand Theft Astro or the OZ, for example, were too long. Aftershock is usually working in 4 or 5 issue miniseries, not 6. Also, Aftershock wants to help develop and really even matchmake your creative team a bit. So I had sent them a number of log lines last summer, and Scout's Honor was actually a new addition to my list. The idea of there being a new Dark Ages and a cult trying to find religious meaning in a Boy Scout manual felt very timely. I feel like we live in a world where sort of this succeed at all costs toxic masculinity, we're marinating in it. And Aftershock was really gung-ho about that particular project. And so the funny thing is that while I kind of came up with a general outline and wrote the first issue, we had gotten greenlit around Christmas of last year, but we did not sign paperwork and really get the ball rolling on the series until about 2 weeks before lockdown. Wow. And so this was an interesting series to write during a pandemic. I think you kind of touched upon this a little bit, that I was definitely a little nervous writing a post-apocalyptic book in the year 2020. Not to get too much into magical thinking, but you think of the karmic energy you're putting out there, and sort of what can become self-fulfilling in a way. But I'm glad that Aftershock went for this idea, and I'm glad I stuck with it, because if anybody knows anything about my previous work with Spencer and Locke, Going to the Chapel, the OZ, I tend to start in dark places and work my way up. It's that redemptive arc that really, I think, defines a lot of my work. And by the time I finished writing Scout's Honor, and by the time that the finished art had come in, it really kind of felt, I realized the energy I was putting out was about turning a corner. It was about starting in a bad place and sort of working your way out. And now that the series is coming out, I feel like we're all about to turn a corner, and that's something that I hope people find some hope in this book. But yeah, it's I think that's always the toughest part about fiction in general, especially reading it versus being on the other side of creating it, is that you throw your characters into these conflicts, and they're just as harrowing for me as they are for the readers. And so, just the only difference is I know where it's going to end up. So I know that it's, at this point, I don't write things with bad endings. Even Spencer and Locke 2, which kind of ended on a tragic note, we'll be picking up those threads in volume 3. So I don't believe in unhappy endings. And that's something that I think Scout's Honor is really going to prove in a big way.
Because the most important thing is, if you're knocked down, that you get back up It's
Yes.
making sure you have some hope at the end, that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, that you're not living in darkness forever, even in a
Yes.
apocalyptic world.
Yes.
I think a lot of people can relate to that too.
So much of this book, in certain ways, was semi-autobiographical, and by that I mean, this is a book about a cult. I did not grow up in a cult, but it is very much. I tapped into a lot of my own political and religious awakening as an adult. I don't talk about this a lot because it doesn't really play out in a lot of my work, but it does for this. I grew up in a pretty conservative Jewish household in Missouri, and so it wasn't until really I left home that I suddenly realized, like, oh, you can see the world in a very different way, and especially for any Jewish readers out there or Jewish listeners, that's a whole religion based on different takes on the same subject matter. There you see apocryphal material about 5 different rabbis arguing about the same thing. My spiritual journey has been very different than that of my parents, which has been very different of their parents. And that's something that Kit, our lead character in Scout's Honor, that's something that she's going to have to grapple with. Something else that really was very influential was the Catholic priest scandals. My partner was raised Catholic, and that was the thing that really drove her away from the church. There's sort of this feeling of, how do you hold on to your values when the human institution behind it is lacking, or has fallen short, or is corrupt, or is hiding something? And that's Kit's journey. She's losing her religion, but she's kind of figuring out, like, can I hold on to the baby while getting rid of the bathwater? And so that's why, like, I want to make it clear, like, Scout's Honor, it's not an anti-religious book by any means. It's sort of, how do you find a deeper truth when some of your religious or political leaders are hiding that from you, or trying to say, well, the ends justify the means. And that's not an easy journey for anyone. I think it's very disorienting. It doesn't take much to knock your whole worldview off its axis. And that's a lot of Kit's arc, is she's not somebody marinating in trauma for a long time like a lot of my previous characters. This is somebody who really kind of gets knocked on her ass in real time, and we watch it. And she has to kind of scramble and find her footing and figure out, like, okay, how do I move forward from all of this?
And taking it from the perspective of Kevin Smith, that said that religion, not necessarily great as a cult where you don't question anything, but as an idea, is fantastic. Ideas can be changed. It's when you believe in something that cannot be changed, that is when motherfuckers are killing one another.
Yeah, I mean, and what's been so interesting about sort of grafting the Boy Scout tradition onto a cult is it kind of stems from something that I experienced in my upbringing. I was not a Boy Scout, but my younger brothers were, and so seeing it from the outside in was a weird experience for me. For them, on the inside, it's about camaraderie and learning these practical skills and a little bit of friendly rivalry amongst your friends. Whereas for me, on the outside, you see the pageantry and you see the costumes and you see the laws. It can look a little culty. And as I was doing research on the Boy Scouts, for example, our Ranger Scouts, they have created 7 Scout laws. That is really the foundation of their whole society. It's their 10 commandments in many ways. And the founder of the Ranger Scouts, the pre-war founder, Dr. Jefferson Hancock, has been deified as this sort of Jesus-like Messiah figure. But you look at the actual Scout laws, the real life Scout laws, and some of them, you don't have to squint that hard to see how it could be twisted. Things like, a Scout always shows mercy, for example. In a post-apocalyptic world, that might just mean giving you a quick death. Things like, you shall always obey your Scoutmaster. That can really be twisted in a big way. Even things like, the merit badges in this book have almost a religious connotation to them. It's almost like communion, where this is sort of how you prove yourself as an adult in the society. It's your coming of age. It was surprising to me to see how parallel these tracks became, and it didn't take a whole lot of effort. I think as people sort of get to see what we do with this post-apocalyptic Boy Scout cult, I think fans of the former Boy Scouts and fans of the Boy Scouts are going to find a lot to like, but people who are on the other side of it, like me, who sort of had a little perplexed looking in, they're going to be like, oh yeah, I get that. And sort of this game of historical telephone only really sort of exacerbates it.
I'm looking forward to getting a chance to reading this when it comes out in, what is it now?
Same year.
I'm sorry?
It comes out now in what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
I think 3 weeks. Yeah.
3 weeks.
So yes.
So I don't know if you want to stick around. We do want to always give the guests the last word to let people know where you can be found, whether it's the Twitter, the Instagram, the Facebook, where people found you. You get the last word, David Pepose.
Thank you. People can find me on Twitter and Instagram at PeposeD, David Pepose Comics on Facebook. You can subscribe to my newsletter, Pep Talks, at bit.ly/pepnews, or you can visit my brand new website, davidpepose.com.
And that is David Pepose. I don't know if you want to stick around or if you wound up getting new comic books this week. I know last week you had, or not last week, geez, that was so many weeks ago, 52.
Yeah, no, I can talk a little bit for a little bit about some of the books that I got this week before I go back to hand shipping some of my own. We were talking just before we started recording that Al Ewing has had a heck of a week with Immortal Hulk and King in Black Hulk. I've been saying that, writers like Al Ewing and Jonathan Hickman and Kieran Gillen and Ram V, I consider them to be kind of like freaks of science. They're so smart and talented. And I have that pang of jealousy that it may be decades before I even come close to that level of skill, if ever, but it kind of gives me a little bit, it gives me a little bit of inspiration to keep going in the industry. They are just so talented, and it reminds me why I love this industry, even if I can't write half as good as they do.
And the question that I posed before we went live, you go first.
No, I was going to say, I think it's good to have like people in the industry that inspire you. Eventually, like you'll be at that level, and then somebody that's
bless
new
you for saying that. From your lips to the comic god's ears, it's just as somebody who's loved comics his entire life, sometimes it kind of comes in waves. And, there are times, I was saying this, before we started recording, I always try to find the books that remind me why I love comics. And sometimes there's just a few of them, and sometimes there's a whole lot of them. And I feel like the stuff that Al Ewing has been doing, especially in the last 2 weeks, Immortal Hulk was really kind of hit me where I live, especially as the guy who wrote Spencer and Locke, a book about somebody with dissociative identity disorder, and due to childhood trauma, that really always gets me. His silent issue for King in Black, which I usually do not like silent issues, but he basically did a Christmas time mashup of Die Hard and Aliens with us all silent. So Aaron Cooter also deserves a ton of credit for that. And we were talking about Al's new debut, his new #1 last week on Sword, which if you liked what Jonathan Hickman was doing on Powers of X and House of X, you will love Ewing's sort of examination of what he calls mutant technology. It's basically how do different mutant powers interact with one another to, explore the boundaries of the known universe.
Is Forge in there?
Who? I'm sorry? Is Forge?
Forge in there? Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Actually, I
Instead,
don't
you have
remember
this guy with weird eyes that takes to Magneto right away. And then you have Fabian Cortez that's trying to lick his asshole, and Magneto will just go, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, boy, long time no see. And meanwhile, Fabian's like,
Yeah.
what is happening? It was a great first issue. It should have been, at least in my opinion, where after Hoxpox finished, that should have been the first issue.
You know, I mean, it's pretty darn good. It is definitely, I consider it the heir apparent to House of X and Powers of X, and for a deeply stacked roster of X-Men books, and they are all very, very good. Sword already has assuredness of a self-assuredness, and that is just really unmatched by, besides Papa Hickman himself. It's just, yeah, he's Al Ewing is the kind of writer I want to be when I grow up. And so, yeah, he's operating on what I consider to be a completely different level than the rest of us. It's rarefied air that only maybe Hickman, that only Hickman is at right now. And, so yeah, just terrific work across the board. Somebody else I should probably give a shout out to is Jed McKay. He's got 2 books out this week as well. He's got a Black Cat book. A lot of people slept on that book. It's really good. But
Black Cat?
Yeah, I'm telling you, he is the real deal. I expect huge things from him in the next few years. But his second issue of Taskmaster, really good. Really good.
I really enjoyed the first issue, even though it always sets up Taskmaster to be the bad guy. But he winds up
reading trade.
Second, I'll tell you, second issue was way better. Was way better than the first.
Yeah, looking forward to reading this. I only got a chance to read about 5 of them. Do you have your books there to show the people what you got today?
I had to get them digitally this week, so I don't. But I wish. We have a new puppy at home, so I am doing a lot of things from home. But
will Puppy be eating the said comics?
No. At this point, it's more of she's a full-time job. she's a little Tasmanian devil of teeth and nails and love. So yes, I've had to limit a lot of my trips lately. But she's a sweetheart. Ruby is a wonderful dog. But yes, I've had to kind of build my whole life around her the last few weeks. So yeah, she'll be very excited when my Kickstarter fulfillment is over and she gets me all to herself.
Yeah, we have Ace in the chat that I wind up talking to, usually on DMs, because I have to wake up in the middle of the night to take my dog on walks.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I do that? Because at 1 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning, 5 a.m., you get bark, 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 and it's either walk me or I'm going to shit on your floor.
That's why.
Waking up now.
That's why Ruby is. I'm already. She's a prodigy. She's litter box trained. So.
Oh, here we go.
Wow, that is hilarious.
Put the puppy in the comics. I don't know if that's a challenge to me, but I can safely say, as somebody who loves Cairn Terriers and loves Toto dogs, if you like the OZ, you'll probably, or if you like Toto dogs, you'll probably like the OZ. And I do actually have something else that is very embryonic in the works, featuring my previous dog. So yes, when we have something to talk about, I'll talk about it. But yes, I will be putting puppies in comics, I swear.
Well, Kirk and I, we're both fans of manga and anime, and what we've noticed is ever since about the 1980s or so, almost every single anime and manga has a mascot of some kind, whether it's a puppy or some fantasy creature, a puppy or a kitty, or even if it's like Kinaguri Orange Road, if you want to go really obscure. Awesome.
Yep.
It will happen. I promise. I'll even go so far as to say it is written. It is all written. So we're just getting art now.
Well, I can't wait.
It says in the Mandalorian.
Yes, it is written.
Oh,
it is.
R.I.P.
This is the way.
Yeah, he has. This is the way. That other guy has. I have spoken. You have. It is written. I like that.
I'm gonna. That's gonna be my catchphrase now. I'm gonna have that.
You gotta sign every book like that now.
You heard it here first, folks. This is his new catchphrase from David Pepose. Your tip of the week, because I did read this earlier today, and then I read the new issue of Batman. And the new issue of Batman's really good, considering it's light on the action. It really does the groundwork on character. And yeah, James Tynion. Oh, I have been a James Tynion the third. Like I know comics is the fourth, you moron. I'm the moron. James Tynion the fourth. He's probably going to turn that character into Red X, Clown Hunter. And after this issue, I see it because I think Harley talked him down. And where does Clown Hunter go from here? Well, if you really zoom in on that Clown Hunter mask, dude's Red X.
Yeah.
I want to see where Clone Hunter goes from here. Now, well, I don't want to, but Batman was good this week. Kirk, do you have your books with you?
I do. I just wanted to shout out you real quick because you're the one that inspired me to get this beautiful thing right here. Look at that. Some voluptuous Far Sector. And here's the regular copy. Of course, you guys saw me with that one already. Really great series. I'm really loving what they are doing with that character. I can't wait to see what they do with her. I might buy that Justice League with, I know she's going to be in one of the Future States books, so I might get that. But I got Immortal Hulk. Started reading it, haven't finished it. It's pretty good so far. Haven't read really anything. Once in Future has been phenomenal. The way this one ended, man, just like ka-chunk axe in the head, like, another boss to fight.
I have
join us, people. Join us. And then here's some Alex Ross goodness. This Iron Man has actually been really good. I've been loving this Iron Man series. The last one was really good. Tony Stark got a real nice kick to his ego. I love what they're doing with Hellcat in here. She's been a really good push for Tony to kind of change him from being a dick.
You're gonna love this issue.
I
did read.
Okay, I can't wait. I can't wait to read this one as well.
Hellcat has something going on with her face, and it makes her look even weird. And apparently, everyone's okay. Now I have to read. I'm gonna be binge reading tonight. But here is we only find them when they're dead. And as we know, if you read the last issue, this one is not dead. So I can't wait to read that one. Here's We Live. Can't wait to read this one. The series has been really great. And then here's another one I can't wait to read, Still Waters. A lot of people make this the comparison to The King of Nowhere. I still need to read that. But yeah, this one's been really good. And I don't have issue number 2 or 3. I need to get it. My shop doesn't have it. But here's Stargazers number 4. Issue number 1 blew me away. I love the concept. It was just, kid saw aliens and no one believed him. And then one day they, years later, everybody thinks he's crazy. They come back for him. So it's a really good series. Definitely tickled my fancy. Here's Decorum. Shout out to Hickman. Here's a book that I'm probably going to have to read. And you haven't read it yet. Yeah. The last 2 issues.
Well, yeah, I know you're always saying like you want to read it like all at one lump sum because that's just how Rick Hickman should be read.
It's just that it's so thick with description and character development, and for me to go from an independent that I'm not used to all the characters, like Stillwater. I love Stillwater, but fuck if I remember any character names. So I have to be able to read an independent, like a few issues in a row. Otherwise, I will forget names really easily. Like, let's see just one of my favorites. Why the Last Man? Who do I remember from that book? Yorick. But it's one of your favorites. Yeah, but I don't remember everything. There's so much to read.
Yeah.
Back to you.
Well, you'll like the fact that this issue. I'm pretty sure this issue and the last issue, it was more like story oriented and not so much like hidden stories and lore and all that. It was basically her getting trained as an assassin. It was really good.
And side note, end there. What? Not the last issue. Because the first thing I did was right to the back just to see if it would say the end or continued. I just want to know if it's a mini series or an ongoing to see when it's safe to read or when the first story arc's done so I can just blow right through it.
I couldn't even tell you because she still has a long ways to go.
Damn it.
Homesick Pilot. I heard a lot of good things about this series, so I grabbed this variant of it, or this. I think this is like the C cover. Love the purples, so great. Shout out to Barbarian. He was telling me to hurry up and read it. And then I had to get me a copy of Crossover 2. I thought I had it on my pull list last week, but apparently I didn't. So I really like the concept of the series, and I love issue 1, so can't wait to read it.
Glad that you have a copy left.
I know, right? My LCS is always cool like that. But then there's another LCS that I recently went to that they're actually open like a hunt in there because my main shop is just curbside pickup. But here's New Mutants number 14, and Magic got a little busted up, got a little black eye. Like, I wonder what happened in there. But talk about Magic. This has been my series.
Oh my God, Kurt, go back to the last issue of New Mutants.
This one right here,
and then grab your copy of Iron Man 4.
Okay. Where is it? Oh, here. Where is that?
And no whack, neither one of us got Solid Blood 17. Both of us want it, though.
All right. Got both of them.
So Iron Man 4 and that issue of New Mutants. When I had that issue of New Mutants next to the Iron Man, I went to go open up the Iron Man, and I'm going, wait a second, is this magic? Because now we have two blondes running around in the Marvel Universe with black right eyes. Who's the editor in charge over there, and why do you hate blonde women?
I don't know. But I like this one. She's cool. All right. Yeah, like I was saying, Savage Avengers, Savage Dragon. I miss Miracleman. I know. I did it again. Savage Avengers has been really great. I personally like Conan in the Marvel Universe. It's been really good. I like his introduction into it. But come on. Black Knight is one of my favorite Avengers besides Wonder Man. Like, I had to get that one. And then, of course, I have X-Force on my pull. It's a really good cover right there. Only reason that makes me cringe is because I just don't like this version of Beast. There's an
Too
issue
much hair or not enough?
No. It's not the hair. It's not the hair. It's him. Like, it's just like, I never knew a cold-blooded beast besides like the beast that actually became like a beast. The non-intelligent.
Yeah, he's supposed to be empathetic.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be a genius and huggable. He's supposed to be like you. I can't imagine like an asshole version of Comics Online.
Oh God, that scares me.
Treating people like, listen, you peasant, and you're like, dude, what happened to me? Comics on the Mind? Why does he hate us all now? What else? Yeah.
That's all I got for this week. I have some other books that I picked up this weekend I can show, but I have to go grab them. You can show some of your stuff.
Considering that we don't have Miracleman this week, that's gonna really shave some time off, and we're probably wrapping a little early, so that's why we decided to test this out to see if anybody wanted to jump on in. Usually we'd get Mr. Splash Page, Mr. White Gloves showing up, but if we wrap up early, that would not hurt my feelings one little bit.
I just started watching new anime, so.
Ooh. What are you watching now?
I forget what it's called, but it's on Netflix, and it's about this guy that wants to be like this, #1 chef, and his dad just like closed down his shop, to go work with this other great chef, and now he's like going to the school where it's like the top, chef school in Japan, and it's like very like cutthroat, and it seems really good. Like I just like his charisma, the main character. Once I get the name, I'll send it to you. I just literally like clicked on Netflix. No, they suggest that one. I'll watch it. Show us what you got.
It's ridiculously amazing. You are correct.
I agree.
And apparently, Solid Blood is a comedy, but it's Kirkman, and if he's not doing zombies, it's probably going to be a little bit funny. And comics as laws go. Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry you have to drive to Georgia, but hey, at least you won't be in Miami anymore.
Babe, Georgia.
And quit bragging, says Shattered Glass. All right, so I guess it's time for my portion of this, where I usually do this whole thing of, let's share this little thing here and ask, what is in this goddamn briefcase? So while I blow change my whole camera setup around here so I can make it look a little better. Here, let's blow myself up, because everything in this box does not fit in the entire box. Again,
it's spilling out.
Don't you love it when nothing fits in my box? That's what she said. So we're going to start out with Black Cat #1, and we got a text earlier this afternoon, which made me laugh when I saw this in my bag. So Miracleman texts and goes, "Hey, Kirk, look what I got for you." And then I get my bag, and guess what's at the very top? So you're covered.
I love it.
It's really good.
You're covered. I'm looking forward to reading it.
A whole wall of Scotty.
It might have one or two dings just from me reading it, but otherwise it should be fine. Captain America. We got a new Alex Ross cover with Red Hulk.
That is a great cover.
No one's reading Captain America, and to be fair,
I want to. I just couldn't pick it up. It's just I got too many books on my pull, but I love those covers.
It's great.
I heard
my problem is I'm missing 2 issues, and I fell behind, so now I got to get those 2 issues just to catch up to this. But I love Captain America. I have a giant run, like more than what any human should be allowed. Unless you're Jesse Simon, who might be coming on our show in a few weeks to sell some books. But we'll be talking about that in the next coming weeks. Also picked up a Fantastic Four 27. So looks like little Franklin is going to be getting a Iron Man outfit. This is my favorite cover of the week. Why? It's freaking Norman Rockwell based. And next issue is going to be, oh God, I can't wait for issue 42. 42 stock up on, because it's going to be kind of like the next issue of Amazing Spider-Man LR that has the spiders doing the design of Spider-Man in black and white. The next issue is going to be Hieronymus Bosch based off of the Gates of Hell. And for art students out there, you all know what that is, and you're welcome. also picked this up. I heard from a certain somebody here on our show that this was a good issue, that it was
It's
a
real
silent
good.
one.
It's really good.
No,
Think of a silent Christmas mashup of Die Hard and Aliens. It's that good.
I'm looking forward to that. Oh, yeah. All right, let's see. What else we got here? We got Iron Man 4. This is a very Hellcat-centered issue, and apparently anybody that's died before it could lead to some things happening. Let's just say a lot of people have died before, and it's the next... Well, actually, it was this issue of Immortal Hulk that's asking, so you died before, right? Yeah. So did you go to the upstairs or the downstairs? I went to the upstairs. You can't help us then. So I guess it matters now if you went to the upstairs or downstairs if you died in the Marvel Universe. Good question to be had. Looking forward to reading.
Bro. Sorry.
So looking forward to reading this. I'm looking forward to the new show. I was really excited to see the new, it wasn't even a full trailer, but it showed that some footage had been shot of Ms. Marvel, and it looks good. I'm a huge fan of G. Willow Wilson's run on that. And just, yeah. Speaking of things that I enjoyed, despite the fact I made fun of this, yes, I did. I made fun of this because, yes, you see J.J. Abrams, and we all know J.J. Abrams didn't write this. It was his son, Henry. And guess what? It was good. This, yes, was good. Will it actually have any continuity long run? I don't know, but spoiler alert, I guess we'll have a different version of Mary Jane and a little Ben Parker running around in spider outfits in an alternate universe that is probably not written by Henry Abrams. Taskmaster 2, looking forward to this after the first issue. Jed McKay and... No, David just said it was better than the first issue. That is enough for me. And I got issue 2. I'm going to have to be on it. I love Taskmaster. I have his first appearance, his second appearance, his third appearance. I have a lot of tasks.
Dang, I just got his cameo in his first appearance.
194, 195, and then Marvel Team Up. What is it? 102, is it, I think?
Huh. I gotta hunt that one down.
Yeah, it's a really weird looking cover that's from an artistic standpoint, it looks really whacked out, but it's an Ant-Man specific issue. It's like the 4th appearance of Scott Lang, and it has Taskmaster trying to step on Ant-Man, and it's from a weird perspective, so the leg looks all odd.
I think I've seen that one before.
You've definitely seen it before.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that one.
Here we get the second why can't I talk tonight? The second print of Batgirl number 50. This is the first appearance of a new character that will be featured in the new Batgirl TV series, Ryan Wilder. This is the issue that I read. This was fucking great. This was mostly character development. And for Batman, I'm okay with that. I wish that maybe you could have been doing a little bit more detectiving, but I'll take what I can get. It was a great issue for Harley, great issue for Clown Hunter because he's probably going to become Red X, and Ghostmaker now finds a place in the Bat family because Batman is Poe. Poe being relative because if you're a millionaire and you're Batman, that's poor. Jesus Christ.
Well, he's not a millionaire anymore.
He's not a billion anymore. He's a millionaire. He's poor. Issue 12. Oh, yeah. And Ace is over here saying, oh my fucking God, that Batgirl is pretty. And I love these orange covers. They remind me of Halloween. I had to get it whether this was going to be a key or not. I don't care. My shop still has like 10 copies left over. So
nice.
Hit up Miami Fresh Comics. That is my shop. You can find them on Instagram. Meanwhile, here is Catwoman issue 28. I almost thought it was 26 for some reason. The other cover has the first appearance of the Strays, but I don't care about first appearances of characters that are just a bunch of children. I like these covers. Moreover, the story has actually been picking up since we wound up getting Okay, we had Snowflame. Snowflame appeared in this series for the second time ever, and I've been loving this series ever since. And who is Snowflame?
Exactly.
I'll give you. Well, you were right. Who's Snowflame? That's what everyone else said. So who's Snowflame? I'll give you an example. Hold on a second. Yes, cocaine is my god. No, that was a villain back in the 1980s from New Guardians #2, and you never saw him again until Catwoman.
No way.
Cocaine is his superpower, or at least how he triggers.
Wow.
That's
no way.
So here you get issue 6 of Death Metal. It's Mr. Miracle, and that's enough for me. We get
that's a great cover.
Green Lantern. This is that second season, issue 10. Variant edition.
Was season 1 good?
Season 1 was? It's Grant Morrison. I'll read anything by Grant Morrison. Grant Morrison?
No, I'll grab it and trade then, definitely.
So I just read today on Donnie Cates's Twitter that Grant Morrison is going to be hopping aboard his new story for a Tomahawk. So Grant Morrison and Scotty Young, Jesus. Donnie Cates on a book. Yes, don't mind if I do. Rorschach, issue #3. There's another one of those Tom King. He deserves to be read all in one because he crafts a very, very skilled story.
Yeah, I like the first issue. The first issue was really good. I think I'm going to read it and trade it, though.
The first issue of that and Batman, Catwoman, those were both good, but I could see
that was great.
It was like Citizen Kane.
Yeah, I agree.
Come on. Considering that the Batman, the animated TV show, was based on Citizen Kane, the fact that you're jumping around in the history of Batman, and already Batman's dead. They're starting off with Selena Kyle telling the story.
Yeah.
And they're going back in time and forward in time. It's Citizen Kane. I will buy every single issue. I will not read it until issue 12 comes out, just like Batman's Grave, and I'll probably read it all this weekend, and I'll let you know how it is. Superman is Brian Michael Bendis. Do I have anything else to say about that?
No, I already know. Keep going.
Crisis on Infinite Earths, the Dark Multiverse. Tales from
Dark Multi.
It should be good.
Tales
It'll be
from the dark side.
It's $5.99, but it's Orlando, and I saw that guy on somebody's on a YouTube show a few weeks back. He seems like a really genuinely good dude, a great comic book writer, and he loves the books. So yeah, I'm gonna pick that up. Teen Titans. I will not be reading this because little did I know it's part 6 of Endless Winter. And what is Endless Winter? I don't know. I will never know, because this is an event before the event that is a major event. So events before the event usually mean nothing, and this will be largely forgotten. But I hear there's a first appearance in this, like Black Ice. All I know about Black Ice, don't drive in it.
Yeah.
You'll probably die. And rule number 1, kids, don't die. Decorum. Not the last issue. Kick-Ass #2. Also, not the last issue. Also, not the original Kick-Ass or Hit Girl.
Oh, wow.
People of color. And written by Steve Niles, so it should be good.
What's up, superhero reviews? Oh, nice.
So I love, one of my favorite issues that came out the other week was the Sandman Lock and Key. It had a page that made me break into tears. You had a kid that's basically kind of not exactly dying, but not living either, having seizures regularly, but this key can kind of heal the kid, but it's not really healing him. It's just kind of making him worse, but he's still alive. So he fashions a key from the key maker to bring his son to the moon that's not really a moon. It's just the backstage for death, where he gets to meet the rest of his family who have passed on. And then you see the keymaker. He's like, yeah, see, I'll stay with the boy too. And see, my wife's here. And I just started crying right then and there. That was just an amazingly written series by Joe Hill, son of Stephen King. Yes, son of Stephen King. Just as good as his father, if not just a little bit less long-winded. Unlike me, who can just keep talking. Once in Future 14. I have nothing to say about this. I haven't read it yet, but looking forward to it.
That's great. I love the last
You read it.
I did. I have read every issue.
I can't wait. This I'm looking forward to looking at because of Steve.
Is that good?
I don't know yet, but you also see Dave Stewart.
Ooh.
I'm looking forward to reading that, hopefully tonight. But let's see how long this episode goes, because I keep dropping the link in the chat, and if anybody wants to join, feel free. This is the episode in which to jump on and talk with myself, with David, with Kirk, and you can talk comics, or we'll just end the show early. We'll see. Stillwater number 4. We get to find out why this kid left town, how he came back. You get to find out some answers. And just as you find some answers, there's a whole bunch more questions now.
Damn.
This came out a couple weeks ago, but it's the last issue, and it was enjoyable.
Four-story episode series? A mini?
4 issues only.
Nice.
But it's brainless. It's fun. This is comics. It doesn't need to be dark. Not everybody has to die. Not everything has to be a fucking key. Just as long as it's entertaining. And it was a good story. I liked it.
Yeah.
And I'm not a brony. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Here's one of Ace's favorite series. This is the Bane Lesbian Vampire Hunters. Oh, yeah. I haven't read a single issue. But based on her recommendation, I already picked up issue 1, but then she said, it's great. Oh, okay. So I put 2 on my FOC.
It's great.
I haven't read issue 2 yet, but what did I do? Oh, there's issue 3. There's issue 3 on my FOC. Here's a series I'm going to be giving away to Rufo if he's watching, and I know he's not, so it's going to be a surprise. Merry Christmas, Rufo. Walking Dead. This is the 5th issue, recolored, because it was all in black and white. Now, last month, my favorite comic was We Live issue 2. Issue 3 just came out this week. It was the first thing that I read. You don't have as much death or destruction or anything like that. It's not why I liked issue 2. Issue 2, it was emotional. It tugged at your heartstrings. You cared about the characters, and then it massacred half of them. Yeah. And then it picks back up in this issue, and it trucks along. The story is just as solid, but there's not as much of a dire feeling as there was in the second issue. This is more character building. This is more world building. I know it's Aftershock, and Aftershock does these minis, but wow, I wish this would go on, and I'm going to be sad when this ends.
I agree.
Issue 3, second print. Oops, sometimes when I copy the entire list of FOC, I just delete the things I don't want, which probably isn't a brilliant way of doing things. So sometimes I just leave things on a list, and this was it. So here's issue 4, which is something I do want to read, because I actually read this. Now I have 2 of these. Why? Damn it. I don't want 2 of things. I'm not a store. I'm not a library. Okay, I'm sort of a library. I'm not an archive. Okay, I'm sort of an archive. But I don't need 2 of everything. These are the books I picked up this week, and this is the stack right here. Holy shit. So I only have about maybe 3/4 of those to read through the weekend, and those were the books this week. So I see that there were the Disney investor meeting that just happened over the course of last weekend, and people are talking about some movies coming out. So is there anything coming out soon from the Disney Plus streaming service, whether it's Star Wars, Ms. Marvel? What are y'all looking to after seeing that meetup?
David? Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, boy, I feel like I had to catch up on that a little late for all things puppy related, but yeah, I feel like I'm very excited. I mean, I think they released a new trailer for What If. I'm a real mark for stuff like that. I love kind of the alternate universe history stuff, and so all that looked particularly cool. Things like Peggy Carter taking the super soldier serum and Steve Rogers wearing an Iron Man suit in World War II. Marvel Zombies, of course. What if Prince T'Challa had been taken by Yondu instead of Peter Quill?
That would be so awesome.
Those and Jeffrey Wright, hearing him as the Watcher, I was just like, yeah, that is some A+ stellar casting. Armor Wars, really excited about that. That sounds really cool.
So, do you think Armor Wars is going to be taking place while Tony was still alive?
I think
he's dead.
I think what they'll do. I think it'll be starring Rhodey, and it'll be somebody. My guess. This is just an educated guess. I don't know anything, but my educated guess would be somebody raids an Iron Man, like a Stark facility. Somehow steals the Iron Man suit. Maybe it's Justin Hammer. Finally figures it out. They replicate it, and Rhodey goes out to try to stop it. I think that's with Tony dead. Sorry if you guys got spoiled in a year-old movie. With Tony, with Tony dead, I think that it gives Rhodey it gives him motivation to protect Tony's legacy. So that's what I think will happen with it. And I'm very interested because I think Don Cheadle's character, there's been a lot of I don't think they've scratched his potential. And so I think having a show like this, it could be really cool and really interesting.
You just said the magic word. It's Ace.
Hey.
You said the word potential, and potential's here. Hello, Ace.
Hi.
We're not worthy.
So glad to have you join us this evening. So, did you hear? David has a new book, Scout's Honor. Have you taken a look and seen the previews yet?
I have it ordered already.
Thank you so much.
Nice.
I really appreciate it.
I'm gonna order mine tonight.
This way, next time we have him back, if he decides to come back, because we do sometimes have train wrecks here. That is the nature.
That'd be awesome.
Have me on anytime. Anytime you bring me on anytime. I have to run tonight because I have to pack some more Kickstarter books. But please, anytime. I'm happy to hop on.
You heard that here, folks, ladies and gentlemen. David Pepose is replacing Miracleman. No. He's now a sixth member, and Ace is now joining us. What? No.
Have me on anytime. I'm so happy to have caught up with you guys on the show, and thank you again for having me. And definitely, when the book comes out, please, I'll come on anytime. Happy to chat more about it.
Thank you so much for coming. Say hi to Puppy, and don't forget to send a puppy picture to Ace down here, because she can't live without the puppy pictures.
I can't.
Absolutely.
I will cyberbully you if I don't get a picture of your dog.
I will post one on Twitter in the next 24 hours. I promise. So follow my Twitter, and I promise you will see one very soon.
Okay.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
David Pepose, thank you very much. Have a great evening.
Have a good one, guys.
So look forward to the book. The name of the book is called Scout's Honor. It is available at your local comic shops January 6th, 2021. And let's face it, it's going to be the first good thing to look forward to in 2021, other than, January 21st for, reasons. So what'd you pick up, Ace?
Nothing, because I have the sickness and I am responsible.
Yes, I remember you're sick. So I know you have been reading some things, though. But otherwise, first, how do you feel for the people at home?
Shit, wear your mask. Stay at home. If anybody comes comic shop and they're not wearing a mask, kick their ass, and that's all I gotta say. Yay!
I'm glad I wear my mask.
Anyway,
Because for the person that gave this to her, fuck you on behalf of the Not Near Mint crew.
yeah, I
No,
know
that's
exactly
right.
who it was. So
Oh, damn it.
Oh,
Yeah.
we on a mission tonight.
Yeah, Comics at Law, where are all my flat-footed people at? So Lady Fantastic had to take the night off. She's been working her ass off day and night at her job. Hopefully she gets to have some time off in the next couple weeks because
Yeah, she definitely
it's
deserves it.
Christmas time. She deserves it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes, there are not too many mentions of flat feet in Marvel. As someone who fights for this contingency, I wanted to let y'all know that Linus Lieberman, who would soon become Microchip, is one example.
Ooh, did not know that. I have his first appearance.
Isn't that, wait a second. Isn't that like the second issue of Punisher?
I don't think is it the second issue or is it I thought it was like the third or the fourth.
I don't know. I have them. I read them. Oh my God, I'm old. I read a comic 30 years ago and I still remember like chunks of it, but I can't remember if it's issue 2, 3, or 4. I'm a bad comic nerd.
not a real comic fan if you don't remember every single detail.
Yeah, I can't be like Lady Fantastic, who, unfortunately she's not here, but what she can do is list off every single first appearance. She can just go, what issue? X-Men.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, issue 244, Jubilee. So, okay,
Sure.
268. First time Captain America's in the book. Okay. 129. Kitty Pryde, bitch. It's like, wait a second. Us men can't call her Kitty. We see what happens when you call her Kitty. Just ask, well, we saw what happened at the last issue of Marauders, didn't we?
Someone
No.
got stomped out.
Oh, the last issue of Marauders, it pretty much showed why. Okay, there's some problems going on with the X-Men books, and yes, it's very male-centric. There's mostly men on the council. They kind of fixed that. Now you have some more people sitting on the council, and Shaw is not really going to be saying anything about that because they tortured the shit out of him, left him for dead, and said, we'll resurrect you if you don't die.
Killed her. He killed Kitty. Like, he deserved that shit. I'm sorry.
Well, they left this guy almost, I don't want to make that sound like a bad word, but they crippled him. They made him like in a wheelchair. They poisoned him. He almost can't move, but he'll play along with their story of what they want to do for the women of the mutantdom. But Shaw got fucked hard, but he had it coming. You shouldn't have done what you did to Lockheed, but it felt very reminiscent of Walking Dead when Michonne did what he did to the governor. Y'all got to read Marauders, the last issue. There you go. This is the one right.
Oh, yeah. Yep. That cover is just awesome.
So apparently way back in the day, I think it was like around issue 8 or 9 of New Mutants, there's a conversation that Kitty Pryde and Emma Frost were having where Emma tied Kitty down to a chair and was explaining, I want you to join our side. I don't give a shit about mutants. It's just about the women. And now it's time for us to be in charge. And Kitty was not having it. You're just an evil woman. You're an evil. Fast forward about 30 years, and Kitty's leading the charge, and Emma's the one taking notes.
Oh, the irony.
So, do you have any books that you're going to be reading for the coming Christmas holiday over there, Ace?
I have a whole fat stack of things, but this past week I've been reading a whole lot. I read a few comics digitally. I read A Dark Interlude, which was good, and I didn't realize it was a sequel to another series. And then I read Giga, which was really fucking good. Sacred Six, which was okay. It has lots of women, and they're pretty, and that's the only reason I'm reading it. Which is a good series. I like that. And then I checked out some graphic novels from my library's digital thing. And that was Home After Dark, Juliet Takes a Breath, Laura Dean Keeps Breaking Up with Me, and then This One Summer. And then
Nice.
I read a whole bunch of books. So, yeah.
I think you showed me earlier that you have on your to-be-read list, and this is just for books, somewhere in the vicinity of, what was it, 627, and that's just books, not even including comic books. So,
Holy crap.
Yeah, I'll finish in the next 2 years.
Dang.
I don't know. Knowing you, you could probably have them all finished by March.
I've read 11 books. I've read
need
11 books on Saturday, so.
Jeez. Yeah, I'm a slow reader. Definitely. Oh, I remember that with that.
I can't keep up that kind of level. I mean, we were talking about this earlier. I might be able to pull 2-3 books a year, mostly because of attention span, a little bit because of time. But moreover, sometimes if a book I start I don't like, I won't finish it.
Yeah, I have like a bunch of books that I'll start reading. Like my roommate will give me a book, or I'll find a book, or there's a lot of like in our area, there's a lot of those like book libraries where you just like leave a book, take a book kind of situation. Those are pretty cool. But I'll start reading a book and then I'll like my mind at it's my ADHD. I'll just like next thing. And so I'll have like 5 or 6 books that need to be finished reading.
Let me pull up the books I read. Okay. I read A Feminist Manifesto in 15 Suggestions, Boy at the Edge of the World, Grown, Music from Another World, No Time Like the Future, The Princess Diarist, The Scarlet Letter, Women Who Ran with Wolves, Dracula, and The Annotated Dracula.
Dang.
Was that last week or last month?
That's like last night.
This is what we should aspire to.
Thank you.
You know, so when I tell my students to read every day, read every day, read every day. We need more people like you.
You
don't have friends.
This, and you'd think that I'm more well-read. I don't get nearly as much time as I would like to read. I want to aspire to be more like you, where I can be that well-read.
Big old stack right here.
It's like really simple to do it. Just don't have a life. Don't have friends.
I don't. Check and check.
Get a job that requires you to read, where like if you don't read the book, you get sued for not reading it and reviewing it.
Oh shit.
And then,
Done and done. He's a teacher, yeah.
And I don't know, audiobooks. Do audiobooks, y'all. Like they're really good.
Yeah. I used to back in the day. I've just been stuck on podcasts right now. But I need to go back to audiobooks.
The way my ADHD brain works is that I start listening to a podcast, and because when you have a voice like this, all of a sudden you start thinking of how would it have sounded if I did my voiceover? And then I get lost from the story that they're trying to tell. And I'm trying to reimagine like the first couple lines that they were trying to speak about. And then I'm lost in the story because my mind is on a completely different tangent. I can't do audiobooks.
I do that with the YouTube videos too. Like I have like I'm looking at my screen right here. I have 4 videos that are open that I'll start watching, and then I'm like, okay, this looks interesting. I open that one up and start watching it, and then I'm like, I want to watch something else. I'll come back to you. And I'll comment on you, and then I'll open up something else, and then Netflix is right there. No. Oh.
Yeah, I just started watching the Clone Wars from the middle of the 4th season just because somebody told me to. So now I'm trying to intersperse watching everybody else's YouTube shows. And I do mean everybody else's, whether you know it or not out there. I watch your show too. We all kind of watch others.
Even mine.
Even Brags and Boards. What was the name of that show again?
Brags and
Comics.
So for those of you at home that don't know any better, when is Brags and Boards on, and where can they find you?
I don't fucking know when it's on. Whenever I feel like uploading something.
No.
I have no schedule. You can find me on Twitter at Reader Unnatural, where I shit on Comicsgate. I tweet Gail Simone that I love her. I post a lot of pictures of Helen Mirren and talk about wanting to bang her. And at 2 a.m. every 4 days, I have a mental breakdown, and it's a fun experience.
Which I guess now is a good time to do my obligatory catchphrase?
Yes.
Okay. Well, in that case, just to remind everybody at home, never forget, Black Lives Matter. Trans lives matter.
Yeah.
Helen fucking Mirren.
Fuck girl.
Yeah, I know that was a little weird, and then you're probably going to cut that out to edit it in whatever reasons that you do that for. Which
You know the reasons. I'm creating a fan site for you, okay?
I would be a fan of a worst. Oh yeah, because I'm located in the Hall of Justice.
Because your last name is just ironic, because you're really the best.
Oh,
thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I agree.
You know, it's kind of like a funny thing that I do to people that I meet for the first time.
You said doo-doo.
I did say do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. So something that I do when I meet people for the first time, and it's more of my official job capacity, I'll introduce myself like this. Hi, my name's Rob Wurst. Yes, it's Wurst. It's okay to laugh. Everybody else does. Whatever comes out of their mouth next tells me exactly how the next couple hours are about to go on the job. If they laugh and go, oh, yeah, that must have been difficult with that last name, I know you're going to be a contentious little piece of shit, and I'm just going to shut up because you're going to do my job for me. Take as long as you want. Argue. Be like cats and dogs. I don't care. Now, if I go, hey, I'm Rob Wurst, it's okay to laugh, everybody else does, and you go, oh, no, it's an okay last name. You're empathetic. You'll be fine. This will probably be a 5-minute, done, quick, get out of here. It'll be fine. No one's going to fight because you're a nice person. So sometimes it's just a nice little test to throw to people.
Oh, God, I'm scared.
This is the Hall of Justice, ladies and gentlemen. I have to actually have a little bit of ethics.
Do you
Just
go?
Just a smidgen.
Well, I'm lower middle class. I am not poor, but I'm definitely not rich. I am lower middle class. So I'm closer to the poor end, because if I was rich, that would mean I probably don't have ethics, because people without ethics can get rich really easily because you can scam people. Just ask, a certain former orange person. Still orange. So, I don't know if y'all want to keep talking about comics or end the show a little bit early tonight. Rob,
Keep talking.
do
Flop.
As much as I want to keep talking tonight, there is a reason why I made this the special episode tonight, so we could kind of keep it a little short if people didn't want to jump on tonight, which is fine. Next episode is going to be episode 69. Nothing nice? Nothing?
I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Why would it be funny or anything? I'm a virgin. I don't know.
Never mind. But episode 69. Episode 69 was going to be tonight, but then over the course of this weekend, we had Miracleman say that he was going to be stepping away from the show, so I didn't want to do a light, happy episode. We were originally going to take the night off this week, but we didn't want to disappoint David Pepose, and we didn't want to all of a sudden leave people going, hey, why is the show not on? So we made this a special episode.
Importantly, you didn't want to disappoint me.
And we never want to disappoint Ace.
I have something that I wrote while I was a little loopy and cough surf last night that I would like to share with the world.
Oh, please. Blowing you up.
Sharpay Evans from High School Musical devoted her life to music theater. She lived it. She breathed it. She spent every day focusing on her craft and her future career. And she was just supposed to let someone with no experience take the role that everyone knew she was clearly the most prepared for. Fuck that shit. Was Troy ever supposed to sit out on a game so someone else could play because he was the best quarterback or whatever sports ball shit he was into? Sharpay's audition had choreography. She completely arranged the song to better suit the theme, and she was punished for it. Why? Because she was more talented than Kelsey at her own job? Because Miss Darbus was bitter about being a high school teacher and knew Sharpay would achieve things beyond her wildest dreams. The events in high school were a direct attack on Sharpay's talent. Her entire career was nearly ruined by Darbus and Kelsey out of jealousy. To claim that Sharpay is a villain is a gross injustice towards her character. She had confidence in her talent, and she should have, yet is viewed as a bitch for knowing what she deserved. Because of her devotion and creativity. Make Sharpay Evans a Disney princess, you fucking coward. The end.
Word Sharpay, and I think uncircumcised penis. Oh, yeah, that's my ADHD working overdrive. 2 cups of Cuban coffee today. Can you tell? No, I'm kidding. It's cocaine. It is my. No, I'm not. Snow fucking flame.
I thought they were combined.
Oh God! Bop to the top. Throw away your inhibitions. Hey.
Yes, we have a Sharpay stand in the chat. God, you know what we should do one day? We should have a karaoke hour, and it should all be High School Musical songs.
I
Fuck that. I'm doing that on my show, and y'all are invited. If you don't come, I'm not your friend anymore.
So pretty much we have to show up.
Yeah.
First, can I sing karaoke?
Yeah.
Notice that I didn't say, do I have to?
No, you have, and you will. Oh my God. Do you want to duet Breaking Free? That would be so dope.
I don't know any of that, but I know how to sing like Eddie Vedder.
I can read the words and put the vocals to it.
I sound a lot like Eddie Vedder. Not on purpose. Eddie Vedder isn't that hard to do. All you have to do is just fluctuate your voice.
Hey, Ricky, I used to burn CDs too. I burned CDs from my CD player.
Oh my God, that brings me right back to the 1990s when Dragon Ball Z was a much bigger thing. And I would go to Tate's Comics, rent the tapes where you could actually.
Yes,
I'm showing my age.
I had the
I would rent
covers.
I would rent a tape.
And make the whole dragon.
I would pop it in 2 VCRs, record one to another, and I'd put like 10 or 12 episodes onto a tape and then be selling them at college for like $20 a pop.
Hilarious.
I went to art school now. New World School of the Arts was the school I went to back in 1998 in the heart of Miami. And most people were out there selling weed. I knew people that sold weed. Fuck, I was one of them. I made more money selling Dragon Ball Z VHS tapes than I ever did anything else.
Oh my God.
When I realized that I could make money doing that, and I feel free to talk about this because this was more than 20 years ago, and Comics at Law, you can back me up, statute of limitations. Notice it's statute, not statue. It's not a fucking statue of limitation, Jesus Christ.
Aww.
Because the statute of limitations, much more than 7 years. So yeah, right after I figured out I could make money with Dragon Ball Z, I started renting Sailor Moon. And I had the perspicacity to know better that Sailor Stars was the final season. And why wasn't that shown on United States television?
I know why.
You know why. You know why, right?
I don't know why. I didn't watch
Because
it.
there was a certain relationship, right? What was that certain relationship?
Kind of relationship. Well, there was Sailor Jupiter. I think those were the two, or maybe it was Sailor Mars. But there were the kissing cousins on the American version. They were straight up fucking lesbian lovers, but it was too weird in America. So kissing cousins.
Yeah, that's weird in my personal opinion.
So
partying outside.
If you thought that was bad for the 90s, imagine what would happen in the final season where you bring out these boys and they're like BTS before BTS. And what can they do? Well, when they change into their Sailor Scouts, yeah, they change sex. It's like Ron Mahaff. That was just way too fucking weird for children of the 90s. So how can we edit this out? Can we turn it into like Macross did into Robotech? No. What do you mean no? Don't you like money? Yes, but we can't describe fucking trans people to children. This is the 90s. So I recorded that shit, and I made more money on Sailor Stars than I did even Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
So what did I learn from this? What I learned from this is this. Way back in like the early 2000s when we started seeing Powerpuff Girls start from Cartoon Network, you saw like issue number 1 drop from, I can't remember which comic book company, but you wound up having like a free comic day Powerpuff Girls. And while people were throwing this away, I'm seeing all these kids getting really into Powerpuff Girls. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll take a stack of that. So why would you want that? Because one day somebody's going to want this back. And I was right, because I was selling a couple of those at one point for like $30, $40 a pop.
That's hella funny. Money in the bank.
It's like if I learned this back in 2001 when I'm in New York City, and back at the time, right after 9/11, you couldn't go anywhere without seeing flyers up saying, "Have you seen me?" And it was my first introduction to SpongeBob SquarePants, because we had the creator of SpongeBob that donated artwork and publicity just to try and help find people that were, what we didn't know at the time, long dead. And that was my introduction to SpongeBob. And everywhere I went, I would hear the fucking song, people calling me SpongeBob. To this day, I have not watched a single episode of SpongeBob SquarePants, but I know what it is.
First 2 seasons were my favorite seasons.
I hated SpongeBob as a kid.
But when you notice that this shit is everywhere, you get to this thought should enter your mind right away. It doesn't matter what I like. It matters what everybody else likes. If a comic book drops of that shit, probably not a bad idea to pick up one or two of those, because one day, today, will have been 20 years ago. And people love buying their childhood back at a premium. Who is that?
Garnet.
You need to show Garnet to the comic community.
Show
Granny.
us the puppy. We love that puppy. Yeah.
Hey. Thank you.
Oh.
You okay? What? You want belly rub? You want your belly rub? No? What do you want? You want to go outside?
I definitely remember AOL chats. That was middle school for me, though. Middle school.
Do you want to take a bath? You want to take a bath right at this second?
Smart
No?
dog.
Do you want to go to bed? No. Okay. You can't get a treat. It's not treat
What kind
time.
of cat is that? God damn it, Ricky.
What?
What kind
You want a hug? You want a hug? Come here. Come here. Aw.
Oh.
I'm almost half expecting Comics at Law, Ricky, to start going meow.
Weenie.
Because Garnet wants to go to bed, right? Meow.
Nah, she just wants hugs. You want another hug? No? What do you want? What do you want? Want a boop? You want a boop? Boop! There you go. You want another boop? Boop! What? You want another boopy?
Smart dog.
What? One right there? One right there?
I can hear my roommates.
I just thought it was people reacting to the dog. I thought we had a new laugh track. I was about to say, Comics on the Mind, man. I don't know where you got that laugh track, but you really brought it tonight, man.
Oh, it's definitely synchronicity right there.
Next hour of the show is just Garnet doing cute shit. What do you want? The high five? You don't want high fives? What? What do you want? Want belly rub? Belly rub? Yeah. Yeah.
Comics on the Mind has got to teach his roommates to watch this show, and in the background to give, like, not necessarily commentary, but that's not necessarily bad either. But at certain moments just to go, oh, we need our own Jerry Springer audience to just go. We need an Arsenio crowd too. We need
You good?
that are too young. Arsenio Hall was this awesome dude that had a show against David Letterman, who you don't know, and Jay Leno, who you don't know, that had Bill Clinton, who you don't know, play the saxophone that was used in Animaniacs that you're now watching on Hulu. You're welcome.
Oh, I love that connection.
Bill Clinton was a saxophone player. Did he do anything else?
He didn't like his horn being blown.
I don't know much about that, but I do know that Wacko packs away the snacks while the Clinton plays the sax.
You good? You done?
Poopers to the
All right,
rescue.
we're at about an hour and a half into this. I have a ton of work to do tomorrow. It's one of the reasons why we did this as a special episode. Ace, next week we're doing Fuck, Marry, Kill. Are you in?
Yes. If I don't get Helen Marion at least 20 times, I'm suing somebody. Okay.
Who are you suing?
If I don't get Helen Mirren at least 20 times in my Fuck, Marry, Kill, I'm suing.
We'll figure out a way. Somehow. Helen Mirren was in the movie Red, and Fuck, Marry, Kill episode 69, which was supposed to be tonight, but not, was supposed to be for independent comics. Since we've done all the Marvel and the DCs, we were going to focus on indies. But for next week, we're supposed to have Anthony Sika. I've been talking to him on Instagram. He's been on Jeff the Cantonese Comic Kid, and he will be on next week. So he'll be joining us for Fuck, Marry, Kill. Hopefully Lady Fantastic will be rested because we need some Lady Fantastic commentary when we do an episode of Fuck, Marry, Kill. So look forward to that next week. So let's let everybody have the last word. Where can people find Ace? Where are you on the social media if people want to follow you?
I'm Reader Unnatural on Twitter, and I have a Facebook group called Brags and Boards Comics, where we all just share pictures of shit we got and just talk about whatever pops up. That's it.
Nice.
Oh yeah, I have a YouTube channel.
She does have a YouTube channel. You got to
Forgot about that.
So make sure to sub up Brags and Boards. Her name is Ace. She's on the Twitter. She's on the YouTube. She is on the Instagram. How about you, Kirk? Do you have anything coming up? I know you have a show tomorrow, and tomorrow's Thursday, not Tuesday, I hope, right?
It's not Tuesday. It's definitely Thursday. What do I have? My Grinch hands that I made. But tomorrow, if you guys do not know, I have another show that I co-host with Gorilla Todd Comics, aka the Todd Father. He also has great deals and has an auction every Saturday. If you're not knowing, go check him out. He has great deals. Anywho, we do a show every Thursday called The Teacher's Lounge, and I believe it's going to be on my channel tomorrow. I think so. Don't quote me on that one. But it's either odd numbers are on my channel, even numbers are on his channel. It's at 9. I know that's late for you guys in the East Coast because it's 12 o'clock at nighttime. But hey, if you're up and you're a night owl like me and like Rob, then come on by and have some discussions. Yeah. Where we talk comic books, teaching, and everything else in between. And then I will also be on Tacoma Comics. Shout out to Tacoma Comics. I'm going to be playing my first D&D one-shot campaign. It's going to be awesome. He's been helping me get my character together, and yeah, it'll be fun. I was a little nervous, but all we did was last week is just get our characters, stats, and everything together, and this Sunday will be the actual campaign. So yeah, can't wait. Join us. And besides that, my phone unfortunately is broke, so I won't be posting anything on IG for the time being until I get my Yeah, it finally died on me. But my buddy's gonna let me use his old phone until I can get a new one. But I will be. You can always see me in the chats on YouTube. So I definitely have access to my computer at least still. And oodles and oodles of poopers. But that's me in a nutshell this week.
And this is the Not Near Mint crew for the week of December the 16th, 2020. This is the third to last Wednesday of 2020. We are kicking off, counting down the last couple weeks of this shitty year until 2021 and our brand new opening theme song. Oh, I said too much. Well, you can look forward to that coming up. Possibly next week or possibly at the beginning of the new year. So I guess since nobody's here so that I could throw it to them, I'm just going to do it for them. So Lady Fantastic wasn't able to join us this week. She has scienced her ass off. She needed to take the night off so she could get some rest. So go say hi. Don't wake her up. That she'll be pissed and she'll take it out on me. And I'm fragile. So you can find Lady Fantastic on Instagram. She is Caro_syrup84. She does comic book auctions and claim sales on her YouTube channel. On Saturday mornings, she does the Saturday morning cartoon crew sales that usually occurs somewhere around between 5 p.m. Eastern time. Also, we have Miracleman, who is stepping away from the show for a period of time. Hopefully he comes back sooner than later because we love his perspectives. He is Kimoda1977 on Twitter. He doesn't have an Instagram yet. I mean, I know he's created one, but he hasn't started being active. He doesn't have a YouTube, and he doesn't have a face, but he does write for Comics Bookcase. And we're looking forward to a new article by him. So lastly on the chat, let's see what anybody else is saying. Comics on the Law says, good night, and mutants. Captain says, good night. Happy birthday, Comics on the Mind. Wax says, stay safe, everyone. Wear that mask. Comics on the Law, not near mint for life.
For life, baby.
Hello. And remember rule number 1. That is correct. That is rule number 1. Don't die. Everyone go see what Whack looks like in episode 50 of his YouTube series. Now, where can you find me? My name is Rob Wurst. You can find me on the Twitters. You can find me on the Instagrams. Don't bother looking for me on the Facebook. Fuck Facebook. I hope it burns. I hope someone pours sugar in its gas tank. That's how much I don't like Facebook. I don't touch the Facebook. But you can find me on Twitter at Rob Wurst. You can find me on Instagram at Not Near Mint. Now, I have a comic book shop that I go to. You can find that comic book shop on the Instagram over at Miami Fresh Comics. It is my local comic shop. He does regular claim sales. He does it bi-weekly on his Instagram page, usually Sundays at 11 a.m. This weekend, look for him on Saturday. He will be doing a claim sale where he will just be taking the camera, showing an angle of the store, then another angle, and you just go, I want that, I want that, and I want that. Oh, damn it, I'm broke. So don't go broke. I mean, geek responsibly. Comic Tom says it. It's one thing that I really, really admire him for because I wish I could be more responsible. Otherwise, we will be returning next Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. It is our regular time. Our closing music is by Sun Lounger and Eller Van Buren. It is White Sands. It is one of my favorite songs, if not my favorite. Love one another as much as your comics. Good night. Thank you so much for coming. Our replay viewers, our regular viewers, our replay, our live, our all viewers. Thank you very much. Be good to one another. Wear a mask. And if you don't see us next week, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy New Year, and we'll be hopefully seeing you next week. Whack is gross. Tyler is yuck. I'm so sorry you guys hate one another for episode 51. They fight one another to the death. Come back next week, and we will be doing this all over again. So let me go ahead and share that screen so I can close out the show. This has been Not Near Mint, episode special. No real episode number, just a special, a short one at that. Good night, everybody.
Love you all. Good night.
Thanks for tuning in. If you want to see this episode again, along with a catalog of back episodes and issues, surf on over to Not Near Mint on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. Rob Wurst, Lady Fantastic, Miracleman and Comics on the Mind will be back next week. Same time, Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Not Near Mint.